All right, let's get into it. Today, what we're doing is taking a really powerful message about personal change and breaking it down into a simple, actionable blueprint. We're going to explore how you can rebuild your mindset, harness discipline, and completely redefine your relationship with failure. So, let's get started.
Okay, this is where it all begins, and you have to get this first. The idea that someone else is doing better simply because they are better or smarter, you got to get that out of your head. It is one of the most self-sabotaging beliefs you can possibly hold. The truth is, they just figured out some things before you did. So the very first critical step on this whole journey is to just shed that illusion of inferiority.
And you know where that battle starts? It's in the one place where you have absolute total control, your own mind. Seriously, before you can change a single thing out there in the world, you have to win the war happening right between your ears.
It's actually a pretty simple chain reaction when you think about it. Our thoughts, they lead to our actions. Our actions become our behaviors. And our behaviors, well, they ultimately shape our entire destiny. We are constantly, and I mean constantly, telling ourselves stories. So if your internal story is all about doubt and limitation, how on earth could you expect your reality to look any different?
So what this all boils down to are two fundamental stories we can tell ourselves. On one side, you've got the victim story, where life is all about what happened to you. But on the other side, you've got the creator story. That's where you're defined by what you make happen. The whole idea here is to wake up every single morning and see a blank canvas, ready for you to draw the exact success you want to create.
And this leads to a really powerful and kind of counterintuitive idea. Maybe this whole journey isn't about becoming someone new. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't actually you. It's about shedding the old habits, the societal expectations, all those limiting beliefs holding you back. You see, sometimes real growth is about subtraction, not just addition.
Okay, so once you've started to win that internal battle, you need a way to turn those mental wins into real-world results, right? That brings us to part 2, building the engine of discipline.
Man, this quote from Muhammad Ali just nails it. Discipline is all about choosing what's hard but necessary over what's fun and easy. So many of us get stuck because we have these huge ambitions, but our habits are, well, lazy. You have to stop letting your feelings drive the car and let your discipline take the wheel.
So, how do you actually build that discipline? Well, it's a 5-step process. Step 1, you have to decide. I'm not talking about a wish. I mean a firm, solid decision. 2, you set a specific goal and you write it down. 3, you make it measurable. You need to be able to quantify it. 4, you track your progress so you can actually see yourself moving forward. And finally, number 5, you set a deadline. That's what creates real urgency. This right here, this is the framework that turns those vague daydreams into real, concrete results.
And you know what? This is the secret sauce. Success isn't some big, flashy event. It's just the sum of your days. If you win today, and then you win tomorrow, you win the week. Win enough weeks, you win the month. Win enough months, you win the year. It really all comes down to the small actions and decisions you make, right here, today.
But what happens when you try to win the day and you just don't? This brings us to probably the biggest hurdle for all of us, how we think about failure.
This is the critical mindset shift you have to make. We've got to stop seeing failure as the end of the road. Instead, start seeing it as an attempt, a test. It's a chance to get back up, figure out what went wrong, and keep on moving. Because let's be real, the only true failure is not even trying in the first place.
There's this absolutely beautiful metaphor for this idea. It comes from the Japanese art of kintsugi. When a piece of pottery breaks, they don't just throw it away, and they don't hide the cracks. They actually highlight them with gold, treating them as a beautiful, essential part of the object's history.
And wow, what a powerful way to look at our own struggles, right? The breaking isn't the end. It's actually where the rebuilding starts. Your scars, your pain, your history, they don't make you worth less. They're proof of what you've survived, and they can be transformed into your greatest strengths.
Okay, so knowing all of that, when you inevitably face a setback, when you lose, when you get knocked flat on your back, what's the first thing you should do? I mean, the common advice is to just jump right back up, isn't it?
But here's a surprising and I think brilliant piece of advice. Don't just jump back up. Instead, stay down there for a minute. Really understand why you lost. Absorb the lesson that the failure is trying to teach you.
Sometimes the most important part of getting back up is that quiet moment of reflection you take while you're still on the ground.
And all of that brings us to our final section, where we're going to put all these pieces together. We've talked about mindset, we've talked about discipline, and we've talked about reframing failure. Now let's talk about the ongoing art of becoming.
So what does the path forward actually look like? Well, it's guided by a few key principles. First, remember that small, incremental improvement is basically unstoppable. Second, your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. Third, excellence isn't a destination you arrive at. It's a journey you're always on. And finally, you are not responsible for the whole world. You're responsible for your work. And that's what you can control.
And this, right here, this is the core message of this whole thing. It's not about who you are today. Forget that. It's about who you want to become and the price you're willing to pay to get there. That's it. That's the whole game.
And so we're going to end with this question for you. The blueprint is right here in front of you. That potential version of yourself, they're waiting. The only thing left to decide is this. What are you going to do today to go meet them?